Hey guys, it's Jen, and thanks again for tuning in to the ChromaCrowns YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to prepare, tone, and color these clip-in extensions that I'm wearing. Now recently, Nick and I took a trip to the Long Beach Aquarium, and I was just so inspired by all the colorful tropical fish and all the deep blues that I saw while we were there. So that was my inspiration for this look. So if you want to see how I created this, just keep watching. Alright guys, so before we get started, I want to talk to you a little bit about the kind of hair I'm going to be using for this project. Now what I have here is the 22-inch VP Fashion clip-in extensions in color number 613A. So when you order from VP Fashion, you're actually going to get 8 pieces of hair. So you're going to get 2 wefts that are actually 4 clippies across, and then you also get 2 more wefts that are 3 clippies across, and then you also get 4 pieces that are individual clippies on each one. So as I hold this up, you can kind of see it's actually quite a bit of hair that you get from these extensions. When you order from VP Fashion, you are going to receive your hair in this cute little box, and when you open the box, it actually comes with a little DIY guide. It also comes with a hanger that you can hang up your extensions vertically, and it also comes with this cute little bag that's almost like a little garment bag to protect your hair while it's in storage. So Joanna over at VP Fashion was so super nice and sent me actually this set to try out and review for you guys. So I'm really excited to get started on this project using these extensions. The one thing I would say about these extensions is I do wish they were a little bit thicker down towards the ends. I do notice a lot of thickness up in the top, but I just wish that it was a little bit fuller from roots to tip. But other than that, I really like the quality of the hair. I think the hair is super soft. I'm not noticing a ton of shedding, and so I think these will be great extensions to have fun with. Anytime you buy any kind of extensions, there is a little bit of a coating that is on the hair just to protect it while it's in packaging and in shipping. So before you do anything and before you color your extensions, you want to make sure you're clarifying and cleansing them at least a couple times before you put the color on. Otherwise, you'll get a little bit of splotchiness since the surface of the hair is a little bit porous in certain areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by clarifying them gently at least once, and then I'm going to tone them with a purple shampoo. And what that's going to do, it's going to cancel out any type of pale yellow color that is coming from the extensions, because we want this hair as blonde and as white as possible, so whatever color we put on top really pops and is true to tone. Okay guys, so when you are rinsing all your hair extensions in the sink, make sure you're always moving the hair and the water from roots to tips, just to avoid any kind of tangling that may happen in the sink. So for this process, I decided to use the Redken for Men Clean Brew Extra Cleansing Shampoo. So when I'm cleansing the larger wefts, I like to interlace my fingers underneath the sewn-in part, just to help control the large piece and the long hair while I'm cleansing. Hey Bruce! So go ahead and repeat those steps with all pieces. And now I'm moving on to the purple shampoo. For this, I chose to use the Schwarzkopf Bonacure Silver Shampoo. Now this purple shampoo will help to cancel out any of the underlying yellow left on the extensions. After I'm done with that, I go ahead and wrap the hair up in a towel and gently blow dry on medium until they are bone dry, because any remaining water left in the extensions will dilute your color formulas. Alright, so I just got finished blow drying the hair after the purple shampoo, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not too happy with the results. Clearly we have some unevenness, and I'm not sure if it's the porosity of the hair or maybe my fault of how I did it, but I did have to clarify it one more time, so it's a little bit better, but I'm not super stoked on the results because this isn't very pretty right now. But either way, we're gonna be covering it up with some other color, so I'm not too worried about it. But that is one thing that I did notice about the hair, is it didn't quite take the purple shampoo evenly, like some extensions I've worked with before have. So if that's ever happened to you guys, just let me know, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys did if this has ever happened to you. But I've never really had this happen to me before, so that was a little bit of a surprise. But either way, let's get right into the painting of the color. So these are the colors I'm going to be using for today. So starting over here, this is a mixture of Pravana yellow with neon yellow. This is a mixture of Joico's new soft pink with Pravana's neon pink. This color bowl back here is a combination of indigo from Joico, sapphire blue, and purple. This one right here is actually just straight Joico indigo. This one right here is going to be a combination of Joico's cobalt blue, Pravana's blue, and Pravana's neon blue, and a little bit of clear. This one in the center is a combination of Pravana's wild orchid and a little bit of magenta. And finally, this one in the front is going to be Pravana's neon blue, clear, and a little bit of blue. Okay guys, so I chose to add a shadow root to all my extensions, so I am using the darker color at the very top, figuring it would probably blend the best with my dark hair. So I chose to implement 2 different color melts on these extensions. So my first color melt I will be using will be the darker purple to the medium blue to the light blue at the ends, making sure I'm blending the 2 colors together so that there is no line from one color to the next. So I cover this color melt up with a sheet of foil, moving on to my next color melt that was inspired by that cute little fishy at the aquarium that I saw. So I'm just loving the way the yellow and the pink meet together and make this gorgeous orange. I just love the way that looks. So once again, covering that up with another sheet of foil and then moving on to the blue color melt once again, and then finishing off with my fishy color melt on that last piece. So I'm going to take the whole thing and flip it over and make sure that the color is fully saturated on both sides to prevent any kind of spotting. So after I'm done with this weft, I'm just going to keep going using these same color patterns on all the extension pieces. Now this is the fun part. This is where you guys can have your creative freedom and use whatever kind of pattern and colors you want, but this is just the way I chose to do it. Then let process for 1 hour. This is me rinsing all the color out and it just looks so awesome. I'm so happy with the results. So go ahead and rinse all your pieces with ice cold water and give them a really good conditioning at the end. Alright guys, so there it was. That was my whole procedure to get these extensions. Now, I will let you guys know that I did learn a few things while I was doing this. So I wanted to share with you guys some recommendations that it will help you guys if you do this at home. Number 1, make sure you put a plastic tablecloth down. Now I used one that I got at the party store and that really helped to keep things clean, and so I'm not staining the dining room table and the floor. So just make sure you're really careful with preparing the area where you're going to be doing all your coloring. Number 2, also make sure you're wiping your gloves off and switching towels when you are switching from color to color, because I did get a little spot in here somewhere. It's all curled so you can't see it, but I was a little bummed that I got a little dark spot in the middle of the pink area. But if you're careful with not transferring colors over, it shouldn't happen too much, but it was very easy to do, so just be really careful. And number 3, make sure you're rinsing the color really well. You want to make sure that you don't have any residual color left on the extensions so that they're not going to be too weighed down. Now, regarding the extensions, I would say I'm really happy with the way they picked up on the color. I love the way it looks and I think it's so awesome how bright they are. But the one thing I would say is after I rinsed the color off, I went ahead and laid them down on a towel to air dry, and they didn't look very pretty air dried. They looked really fuzzy and they looked a little dry. So they look better now that I heat styled. I used a 1 1/4 inch curling iron to heat style these today. But for how thick it is up in this top area, it still feels really thin to me down here. So I do wish the extensions were a little fuller down towards the ends because I don't love piecey looking extensions. But other than that, I do love the way they look. I love the results, and I hope you guys like it too. So thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you guys learned something in this tutorial. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!